Since I'm already here and installing new parts, I'm going to go ahead and install a new timing chain tensioner and O-ring. Some guys just put it in compressed and then run the engine, and I guess it will come apart once it gets to a certain RPM, but I'm not going to do that. I'll probably uncompress it and then thread it in that way. I think it can be done that way, so that seems a lot safer than revving it up and hoping for the best. So anyway, I'll knock this out. I think next we'll go through, I'll clean up all the gasket surfaces on all the covers and the thermostat housing, and down here on all these surfaces, get those cleaned up so I can put the gaskets on, get everything reinstalled. I'll probably pull the valve cover, get it cleaned up, put the front covers back on, put a new valve cover gasket, slap the valve cover back on, oil filter housing, and I think that'll be good. And then we'll proceed on the covers over here on the side that I can, not covers, the hoses and everything that I can get to over here on this side. I'm going to attempt to remove this seal and install a new one. Doesn't make sense to put it back in. It still feels okay, but it'd be stupid to put it all back together without replacing it. So we're going to put a new seal in it. I spent the last half hour probably trying to figure out where all these stupid bolts go. If you haven't done this before, I would recommend marking your bolts or labeling them or something, along with the fact that there were 4 that I figured out were not original and were the wrong length. So that's fun to throw yourself off. So anyway, mark your bolts, go back together. I'll put the thermostat and the water pump in here in a second. look, it's just me cleaning up more dirty parts. My favorite thing to do. Love it. If you saw earlier, I cleaned out the spark plug tube. It was full of oil. So now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the valve cover gasket. I might put some oil in the camshaft just for good measure. Or I put a little sealant here where the timing cover meets the valve cover. I do have new spark plugs, so I'll probably go ahead and install those as well. I was putting new spark plugs in the cylinder head, and I don't know if you saw in the video, but like 3 and 4 were all full of oil. I got that cleaned out the best I could. Spark plug number 4 came out kind of weird. So then I went to reinstall the new one, and it would only go down about halfway. So then I pulled it back out, cleaned everything out, worked it slowly back and forth, and then it finally gave way, but it still didn't feel right. So then I pulled it back out, and there was one ring groove full of material. So I cleaned that off, put it back down in, and the spark plug basically fell down inside the hole. So all the threads in cylinder 4 in the cylinder head are gone. So the spark plug basically falls down inside the hole. So I think the cylinder head's going to have to come off and have some work done to it. So yay.